6-6.
Wishing you nothing but the best. Everybody believes you're a rising star, and I hope it proves true. And thus far, you're doing your thing. Congratulations to you.
And some people maybe don't. How good is Shakur Stevenson in your opinion?
He's not good, he's great. And I think tomorrow the world will take notice of how great he is. There's a reason why certain fighters didn't want to take the chance to step.
Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman were quick to applaud Shakur Stevenson's performance, pointing to his speed, rhythm, and control. They agreed he looked sharp from start to finish and clearly operated on a level Teofimo Lopez couldn't match.
Come on,
Start that. Two different body types. One to me is a better puncher.
True, yes.
Shakur can punch way better to the body than Lomo can.
Loma
He's a
had
totally
more
different type
power
of
at
animal.
his weight than Shakur has had so
That's
far.
for sure. And
His weight.
No, I agree with this. Shakur is longer than Loma and naturally bigger, but you can't say Shakur's ahead of Loma. He has not proven that yet. Maybe he will be, but man, that's a lot. Very few fighters.
He's a great.
Yeah,
But what's your favorite fighter, though, Shady?
Bro,
until he's telling you.
Shady also loves Teo. Shady's a big Teo
That's why
fan.
one thing about your boy, I keep it 1,000. I don't have no favorites. Shakur is my guy. He's my guy.
Kellerman added that the outcome wasn't shocking to him at all, reminding viewers that Lopez had previously fallen to George Kambosos, a fighter he believes doesn't possess anything close to Stevenson's skill set.
Even in the loss that he had against Kambosos, where he had a puncture, like he had some medical condition in his esophagus that was dangerous actually, and it looked like an off night. By the way, George Kambosos doesn't like when I say this, and I apologize. I understand it feels unfair to you, and maybe
After the loss, fighting through an injured eye, Teofimo owned the result. He admitted his strategy didn't work, acknowledged that the better fighter won, and showed respect with grace rather than excuses.
Your thoughts on tonight?
Just grateful to be here, man. That's all.
You put on a performance tonight and unfortunately came up short, but what was it that surprised you about Shakur Stevenson?
Nothing at all, man. Just didn't come with the right plan. That's all. Better man won tonight. Good fan.
Do you feel like you'd like to run it back at some point with Shakur? I know you're someone that always wants to event like that time Kambosos beat you. You want to do it straight away, right?
We'll see what happens next, man. I'm gonna let my team do the work.
Ryan Garcia shared his thoughts on X, criticizing Lopez's approach and pointing out the strategic errors that allowed Stevenson to take over with ease. At the same time, Terrence Crawford showered Shakur with praise, saying he's not just good, he's great, and that the world is now being forced to recognize his dominance.
Great. A lot of people started saying, oh, he's a runner, he's this, he's that. Just to detour people from being excited to see him fight because he's not knocking people out and all that crazy stuff. But they would see why people really don't want to get in the ring with him come tomorrow.
I know you've shared the ring with him, sparring plenty of times. What makes Shakur Stevenson great? What makes him different? What makes him, I don't want to say an ilk of yourself, but in the same kind of era, the Bud Crawford era, he's got a Shakur Stevenson era coming through.
Everything. The offense, the defense, the poise, the rhythm, the distance, the timing, the punch placement, the react time. Like, I can go on and on. You know, the toughness, the grit, the grind. Like, he's amazing, you know, and tomorrow
Wade Plemons echoed that sentiment, saying Stevenson might be the best boxer on the planet right now after making Lopez look ordinary. Andre Ward reacted live, reinforcing the same idea. Shakur is special, and he's only going to keep proving it.
Better leave that alone.
What did you think of Shakur's performance
He
tonight?
did what he had to do, man. You know, there's always room for improvement. You know, I think he had a lot of stuff he could have did, but he's so talented and gifted, man, you know. You also got to trust what he's seeing in there. You know, we on the outside, you know. But I think he put on a tremendous performance. And obviously, you know, the level he's at, you always look for things he could do better, you know.
So what did you see from the outside that he might
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, like I think it was a lot of body work and stuff like that he could have touched on. But again, he's in there, you know, so he's seeing stuff, he's feeling the punches. We not. So you got to trust what he's seeing.
Teofimo just couldn't get going.
He put on he tried to get going. He just wasn't allowed to. So it's just the distance and range that Shakur has just perfected throughout the years, and then making him pay when he does that discourages him to not want to punch anymore. And I think he was out of answer.
Lennox Lewis weighed in by noting how difficult it is to deal with a fighter who moves that well. He said countering someone with Shakur's footwork and control is a nightmare, and his dominance played out exactly as expected.
I think he didn't really have any answers. When Teo starts doing little certain things with his hands and starts playing the clown game, he got an answer. He's down to just one shot. So Shakur just stayed focused, stayed locked in. And, you know, was at 4 divisions now? 26, 30, 35, 40.
How good is Shakur? I interviewed Terence Crawford and he said he could be the greatest of all time.
We don't know. He's not done yet. You know, he's not done yet. He's a great for sure. How great, we gonna see. You know, he got a lot, he can box.
Zach Shoemaker offered a different angle, saying while criticism of the performance is fair, Teofimo's heart should never be questioned. He emphasized that boxing needs fighters willing to put everything on the line, and Lopez did exactly that. Meanwhile, Teddy Atlas reacted live with frustration, calling Lopez's early showing disappointing. He pointed out that with all the pre-fight talk and the antics surrounding his father, more was required in the ring. Atlas noted questionable moments, including a head clash likely caused by Lopez rushing in too upright, and stressed that aggression only matters if it's effective, not reckless.
But what you said, some people said 2-2. I understand. I think it's a shutout. Shakur won this round so far, but a little headbutt there, I guess. A warning from the ref. And that's probably the fault of Teo, be honest. He's rushing in head heavy, top heavy. But some judges like the aggressor more than the tactician. But for me, it's got to be effective aggression. It can't just be aggression. And a little bit better close to the round by Lopez. That was
it was. He went to the body better. He had a little success with the right hand to the body.
He got his right.
Keyshawn Davis wasn't surprised either, saying he knew Shakur would deliver a performance like this and showcase his full skill set on the big stage.
Think like that. He took it out of him.
Nah, I wasn't surprised because the ref kept saying, "Show me something, Jermaine, show me something." And one time, Jermaine was like, "All right, he's like, for real." So I wasn't surprised at all. And plus, his eye was shut and bleeding. Like, it was time to stop.
Incredible performance.
Eddie Hearn admitted he expected a Stevenson win, but not one this commanding. He said Shakur exceeded even his high expectations, praising the speed, composure, and overall brilliance he displayed throughout the fight.
Just be too good. Like he didn't really have to
I was fully confident he'd win the fight. I didn't think he'd win it as widely as that. I thought, look, Teo's a great fighter. He made him look average in there. And that's because Shakur is so good. His IQ is so good. His footwork is so good. I actually think he could have stopped Teo if he would have pushed it on the gas a little bit, but didn't need to. It was so easy. He's a 4-division world champion at 28 years of age. Phenomenal.
What was his excellency saying ringside watching it?
Just that he's so good, and I think sometimes people think that Teo can do a little bit more, but like every time he tried to, he was just getting countered, peppered, and it was phenomenal to watch.
Conor Benn always managed to come away.
Started on a few people tonight,
Shakur Stevenson, so I just spoke to him there. He said his style's boring. He said if you like boxing, he gets it, but other than that, it's easy work for him. That fight realistic?
Yeah, why not? Look, for me, I still dream of Conor Benn winning a world title.
Atlas continued by praising Stevenson's technical command, highlighting how he controlled distance, attacked the body, and used his right hand intelligently. He criticized the advice coming from Lopez's corner, saying Teofimo needed smarter guidance, not empty encouragement. While acknowledging Lopez may have had brief moments later in the fight, Atlas made it clear he was behind. The jab, he said, was the key, and Shakur owned it. Without real adjustments, Atlas concluded, Lopez was facing an uphill battle against Stevenson's precision.
Terence Crawford, the great Terence Crawford, and I think they were making fun, to be honest. I think they were chiding Lopez and his father. I think they were chiding Lopez and his father a little bit.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk before this fight and some nasty stuff said on both sides. But you'd like to think after the fight that they gained some respect and put that to bed. Terence Crawford doesn't lose, huh?
Claressa Shields expressed overwhelming pride in Shakur Stevenson, calling his performance dominant in every sense. She said he didn't just win, he outclassed Lopez completely. Shields praised his speed, accuracy, and ring intelligence, emphasizing how effortlessly he controlled the pace. In her view, this fight cemented Shakur's place among the elite, firmly inside the top tier of the sport. She admired how he blended defense and offense seamlessly, staying composed even when Lopez tried to adapt.
Boxing. and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is stopping. I can't ask for nothing else.
What would you think about, obviously, Teo's eye? He never seemed to be able to get into it at all. Is that kind of like the experience you had?
Boy, he won a round or two, maybe, but that's it. Shakur was dominant. He was able to hit him clean first round, able to avoid shots. Shakur just on his A game. He's sharper, he's stronger, he's better, and now he's a 4-division world champion. I'm so.
Paulie Malignaggi described the performance as a masterclass that went beyond expectations. He admitted he thought Shakur could make it look easy on a great night, but what unfolded was on another level entirely. Malignaggi said Lopez tried every adjustment available, but Stevenson's movement, defense, and control were simply unreal.
It was a freaking masterclass beyond epic proportions. I thought Shakur might do something like this, but even this exceeded my expectations. I thought it may be, if Shakur had a really good night, make it look easy and win 9-3, 10-2. This was 12-0, 11-1, and I mean, it was next level type stuff. Teo was trying everything. The various wrinkles to Shakur's style are unbelievable. I mean, I know people like to say he runs. That's because they don't understand what they're watching. I rarely, in my mind, have I ever seen Shakur literally run. Is he defensive? Yes. Because he doesn't open up into crazy offensive routines. Okay, yes, so that makes him defensive, but he never really runs, so he's a master of position. I'm always trying to talk about and explain to people that being a master of position is so important, not breaking your position. And what I mean by that is when you make a defensive move, you're not all over.
Malignaggi also addressed critics who claim Shakur runs, explaining that they misunderstand boxing. He said Shakur doesn't flee, he manages space. Every defensive move leaves him balanced and ready to strike. True defensive excellence, he explained, is about position, not escape. He compared Shakur to Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, noting that mastery of positioning is a hallmark of elite fighters. He singled out Shakur's southpaw jab as sharp, versatile, and extremely difficult to counter, calling him a next-level defensive tactician.
Is great. Doesn't necessarily mean you punch every time you make a defensive move, but every defensive move you make leaves you balanced enough and in a position enough to be able to punch if you want to, if you have the option to punch. And your opponent sees that, and that's why your opponent doesn't attack as aggressively, because sometimes they do get countered, sometimes they don't. You keep them guessing, but your position is always a position that you can punch off of. When guys aren't great at position, even when they make guys miss or whatever, they'll wind up in contorted position situations where we're not able to punch. That's not a really great defensive fighter, and a lot of times they wind up running and going to flight and so on and so forth. That leads to those kind of lapses where pressure fighters end up getting to guys. But even if you're not a huge puncher, if you're a master of position, you're always going to have the edge. It's just how much of a master are you going to be. Shakur is a next level master of position. He's a defensive specialist. I think the broadcast.
In the fight itself, Stevenson completely neutralized Teofimo Lopez with precision, timing, and elite ring awareness. From the opening rounds, his jab dictated distance and set up combinations before Lopez could establish any rhythm. Lopez attempted to apply pressure, but technical flaws, including a low lead hand and overcommitment, left him exposed to Stevenson's snapping shots.
And let me tell you, Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, just the plan himself. Great plan coming in, and he did well. Congratulations to him.
He won all the rounds? Is that what you're saying? He won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
Mm-hmm. After the fourth round?
Yeah.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like he just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. You know, it's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, you know, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. You know, he wanted him to do better, but, you know, this is boxing.
The pace consistently favored Stevenson, who controlled the tempo with smooth movement and disciplined defense. He never forced exchanges, relying instead on timing and clean counters to shut down Lopez's aggression. While the bout wasn't non-stop action, it was a clear display of high-level boxing IQ. Lopez had brief moments early, but Stevenson's grip on range and rhythm never loosened. From start to finish, it was a technical clinic that showcased why Shakur's jab and ring intelligence are among the best in the sport today.
Combinations. Wasn't the most entertaining fight because it was really a slow-paced type of a fight. You know, pop-shotting, kind of in Shakur Stevenson's pace. And Teofimo Lopez needed to do something different in this fight. He needed to get, you know, Shakur out of his character. He needed to push the pace, which he did in round one, but wasn't successful. He was jumping into his punch. His lead hand was down, and he was getting clipped with every stiff jab possible. I mean, Shakur Stevenson definitely got one of the best jabs in boxing. I've been saying this for a while now, and it's really due to the snap of the punch and the relaxation. He's so relaxed in the pocket. He's so relaxed in...
That wraps up today's video. Stay locked in, more coming soon.